It is a pleasure to finally meet you. You must have so many questions.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie questions that were answered in the book.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer, there is no faith that we betray.
For this list, we'll be looking at lingering questions from adaptations that actually have answers in the source material. We'll be discussing plot details and endings, so this is your spoiler alert. What details from your favourite books were left out of the movies? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Why did the Triceratops get sick? Jurassic Park.
What are her symptoms?
Imbalance, disorientation, labored breathing.
Right?
It seems to happen about every 6 weeks or so.
6 weeks.
It's still amazing how real the animatronic dinosaurs feel in the first film of this franchise. As a group of experts tour the park, they come across a mysteriously sick Triceratops.
Is this West Indian lilac?
Yes. We know they're toxic, but the animals don't eat them.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
After a couple of brief questions left unanswered, the guests move on. But the scene left viewers wondering, how did the Triceratops get sick?
You're right. There's no trace of lilac berries. It's so odd, though. Alright, so she's suffering from meliotoxicity.
In Michael Crichton's novel, it's a sick Stegosaurus, not a Triceratops. We learn that dinosaurs often swallowed stones to help grind food in the stomach, and occasionally, other items on the ground were swallowed too. In the Stegosaurus's case, it ate some poisonous berries that had fallen from a nearby West Indian lilac plant.
Then I'll catch up with you if you want to go on.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with her a little longer.
Number 9. Who built the cryptex? The Da Vinci Code. Based on Dan Brown's mystery thriller, the movie adaptation of the Da Vinci Code struggled to pull off the twists and turns of the novel.
Cryptex. They're used to keep secrets. It's Da Vinci's design.
On their quest for the Holy Grail, Langdon and Sophie discover a cryptex designed by Leonardo da Vinci. The password for the cryptex is Apple, after the falling apple that led Newton to formulate his theory of gravitation. But the film is missing some key information.
The orb which fell from the heavens and inspired Newton's life's work that incurred the wrath of the church until his dying day. A-P-P-L-E. Apple.
Da Vinci couldn't have made this cryptex as he died before Newton was born and didn't speak English. Audiences can probably put 2 and 2 together here, but the book spells it out, attributing the crypt text to Sophie's grandfather.
What if Saunier had started to groom you for the priory?
What do you mean, groom me?
Your grandfather gave you puzzles and cryptex as a child.
Number 8. What's with the desert mouse? Dune. Based on Frank Herbert's novel, Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi epic transported audiences to the desert planet Arrakis.
But Arrakis is Arrakis. And the desert takes the weak.
There's a lot of emphasis placed on shots of a kangaroo mouse seen in the desert by Paul Atreides. But without context, it might seem like a pretty random detail.
When we get to Arrakis, we'll face enormous danger.
What danger? Fremen? The desert?
Political danger.
In the book, the native Fremen call the desert mouse Muad'Dib. The mice are considered resilient survivors, mirroring Paul's journey, and he even takes the name Muad'Dib for himself once the Fremen accept him as one of them.
Don't be frightened.
Even a little desert mouse can survive.
Number 7. Why did stones destroy Carrie's house? Carrie.
I know you're listening. Come on downstairs.
Focusing on outcast high schooler Carrie White, who discovers she has telekinetic powers, this horror classic captured the feel and major plot points of Stephen King's novel. But not everything can be transferred to film.
Come to your closet. No. After all you've been taught,
Everyone isn't bad, Mama. Everything isn't a sin.
come to your closet and pray, ask to be forgiven.
In the book, we're introduced to Carrie's telekinetic powers when she brings a rain of stones onto her house in a moment of intense emotional distress as a child. The scene was actually filmed for the movie, but neither production designer Jack Fisk nor director Brian De Palma was happy with how it turned out. They repurposed some of the footage for the ending, showing the destruction of Carrie's home. Number 6. What happened to everyone at the end? The Divergent series, Allegiant. Only half of the final Divergent book was adapted for the film Allegiant, leaving most plotlines unresolved and invested viewers dissatisfied.
My name is Tris Pryor, and I'm here to reveal the truth.
The movie ends with the main character, Tris, exposing the Bureau of Genetic Welfare's sinister plan in Chicago. We don't know if there are any other cities in this dystopian world, or what happens to Evelyn, the new head of Chicago.
You said the gas was a last resort. Well, how do you think your trial is going to end?
If moviegoers didn't read the novels, they were left with a lot of unanswered questions. In the book, Tris's side wins, though David kills her. Everyone working for the Bureau of Genetic Welfare has their memories erased. Other surviving civilizations are confirmed, and Evelyn is banished from Chicago for 2 years.
I understand your anger, Evelyn, I do. But the way forward has already begun.
Number 5. What happened to Saruman? The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
So you have come here for information? I have some for you.
Saruman is one of the 2 major threats in the Lord of the Rings universe. He is seen stranded in his tower at the end of the second movie, The Two Towers, but he makes no appearance in the theatrical cut of Return of the King. Is trapping him in a tower really enough to stop his plans?
Come down, Saruman, and your life will be spared. Save your pity and your mercy. I have no use for it.
In Tolkien's novel, Gandalf breaks Saruman's staff, but Saruman leaves Isengard and takes over the Shire. He's stabbed by his mistreated servant Wormtongue.
You withdraw your guard, and I will tell you where your doom will be decided. I will not be held prisoner here.
The extended edition of the film shows Saruman similarly felled, although still while in Isengard. Number 4. Why doesn't Watney get radiation poisoning? The Martian.
So, in the face of overwhelming odds, I'm left with only one option. I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
While this sci-fi film was well received by both critics and audiences, it left a couple of questions unanswered, especially for more scientifically minded viewers. One question regarded the radioisotope thermometric generator, or RTG, which was a box containing plutonium that protagonist Mark Watney used for heat.
Now, if I remember my training correctly, one of the lessons was titled, "Don't dig up the big box of plutonium, Mark." I get it, RTGs are good for spacecraft, but if they rupture around humans, no more humans.
Considering that plutonium is a dangerous radioactive element, how did he avoid radiation poisoning and cancer? The book explains that the radioactive isotope in the RTG is encased in pellets that prevent radiation leaks. By using both solar power and radioactive energy, Watney was able to take care of various tasks, like heating water and travelling by rover.
Look, the point is, I'm not cold anymore. And sure, I could choose to think about the fact that I'm warm because I have a decaying radioactive isotope riding right behind me, but right now I got bigger problems on my hands.
Number 3. What's with the man in the bear suit? The Shining.
Remember what Mr. Halloran said. It's just like pictures in a book, Candy. It isn't real.
Director Stanley Kubrick took many elements from Stephen King's novel for his movie, but there are also some big differences. For some reason though, he decided to keep one particular figure that Wendy sees when running from her unhinged husband Jack. The man in a bear costume is a source of major confusion for those who haven't read the book. The man is likely Roger, a lover of the Overlook Hotel's previous owner, Horace Derwent. Roger actually dresses as a dog in the book, but seeing as he and Derwent aren't mentioned in the movie, that change in detail isn't too important. The relationship between the two men is the most probable explanation for the peculiar sight.
Great party, isn't it?
Number 2. Who are the Marauders? Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Messrs. Mooney, Wormtail, Padfoot and Prongs are proud to present the Marauders map.
We owe them so much.
The third installment of the Harry Potter franchise focuses on Harry trying to unravel the mystery around a convicted murderer who's escaped from prison. We are also introduced to the Marauders map, an item that reveals almost all the hidden passages in Hogwarts and can track everyone on the grounds.
So you mean this map shows
everyone?
Everyone?
Everyone. Where they are, what they're doing, every minute of every day.
Brilliant! Where'd you get it?
The movie involves the Marauders map and even specifies the nicknames of the Marauders, but we don't know who they really are or why they're important. The book states that the Marauders are Remus Lupin, Peter Pettigrew, Sirius Black, and James Potter, who are all crucial recurring characters for the plot of the series.
Remus? Sirius? My old friend!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. What are the monoliths? 2001: A Space Odyssey. Its ending has left viewers confused for decades, but Stanley Kubrick's sci-fi masterpiece includes even more mysterious aspects that left viewers wondering, what was that? One big question is about the scenes with the monoliths, the huge black slabs that appear during key events. While the scenes are well known, their purpose is left unclear in the movie. In Arthur C. Clarke's novel and its sequel 2010 Odyssey 2, we learn that the monoliths were created by intelligent aliens called the Firstborn, who want to foster growth and knowledge in other life forms.
4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert. Its origin and purpose, still a total mystery.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.